Okay, folks, listen. After reading that, I know why you're here. If you want to know how to make a steakhouse steak, then this is the video you want to watch. Look, super easy, not a whole lot of tools. As a matter of fact, we can get right into it. You guys can look right down here, right now. Look, I got some thyme, rosemary, right? We got some peppercorns. We got some garlic cloves. Only thing you guys don't see is the butter, but we'll get to that part. And we're not gonna really use butter. We're gonna use something that has like a high smoke point, right? So we're gonna start off using some avocado oil. They do have an oil, which I'll put down in the description or pin it in the number 1 comment. That's even has a higher smoke point, than avocado oil. But either way, this is the video you wanna watch. We're gonna make it super simple, and I'm gonna show you how to make that restaurant style steakhouse steak. Okay, so look, let's go ahead and talk about the high quality cuts, right? This is a ribeye. This is what you guys see. There's no bone in here, but they have the option of, you can get it with like bone in, right? Then they got the New York strip. And then of course, we all know about the filet mignon. Now let's look at this and let's talk about the marbling, right? Marbling equal the flavor, right? That's the white fat running through the meat that melts and keeps it nice and juicy. As you guys can see, it's running all through here, right? And this is what we're talking about right there. Look at that. And then last but not least, we're gonna talk about the thickness. Now, usually when you go to a steakhouse, it's usually gonna be about 1 to 2 inches thick for that perfect crust and that juicy center. All right, so look, this is how we're gonna do this, right? We're gonna start out with this. Listen to me, folks. Seasoning is king, right? So the first thing we're gonna do is we got kosher salt and we got black pepper. Now, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and hit it with the salt, right? Now you wanna do this at least 30 to 60 minutes, prior to going ahead and, cooking it, right? And not only me saying that, listen, after you season it and you let it sit up, you wanna make sure that this comes up to room temp, right? So that's what the whole thing is about. So it's a nice big piece of meat, right? So it will take a little bit of salt. You want this to penetrate. I'm telling you, 30 minutes will work, an hour, for I ain't gonna say the best, because you can even do it even longer, but an hour will get you in the game, right? And then when you take your fresh black crack, I'm not gonna put a whole lot on here. I'm just gonna get enough on here just to like dust it just a little bit so that I can see it, and that's it. Then I take my hand and I just pat it like this. I'm gonna flip it over and do the exact same thing. All right, so look, now I gotta ask you some questions. You guys type down in the comment section below and let me know. What's your temperature? Because if you ask me, that's everything when it comes to a steak, right? So listen, do you like that blue rare, which is 115 to 120? Or do you like rare, 120 to 135? Medium rare, 130 to 135? Medium, 135 to 145? Medium well, 145 to 155, and then well done is 155 and above. And I gotta say this, folks, please don't. If you go to a steakhouse and you order it like that, they feel some kind of way. I know you guys saying you spending your money and all of that, but give yourself a chance. That is not blood what you see. We're gonna go ahead and make these the way we like them. But if for those of you guys that always get it well done, let's give it a chance, right? So we're gonna let this sit up. We're gonna wait about an hour, and then I'm gonna show you guys what my tool of choice is, which is just Iron Clad, stainless steel pan I got right here. But I'm gonna show you a little trick too. Okay, so look, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna give you guys like a little play-by-play, prior to me going ahead and doing it, right? So we're gonna talk about super heat. You gotta have a lot of heat, right? That's what gives it the signature crust. Now, you wanna talk about the tools that we're gonna use. 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna say really 7 times out of 10, you guys see me use like something like a heavy cast iron, skillet, right? That gives us that something heavy, it holds heat, and it helps with that crust, right? But today's tool is the stainless clad right here that I'm gonna be using. This is what I've been cooking with a lot. I know some of you guys are afraid to use this, but again, when we talk about that high heat, I'm gonna show you guys how to go ahead and use stainless, so the real trick is in the heat. Everybody says things stick, but I got a little trick. You just follow me for that, and then we're gonna make a steakhouse. The same thing you get when you go to some of these places. And I'm gonna go ahead and just give them a plug right now. My favorite place, there's 2 places I like to go to, right? That's Olmsted, and they not here no more, out here in Vegas. And right now, my number 1 steakhouse is Babette's in Park MGM. Hey, with that being said, let's move on to the next. Now, while my pan is building up its heat, right? So listen, we only gonna sear it anywhere between 2 to 4 minutes. I know the doneness that I'm looking for, so I'm gonna go 3 minutes, right? Then after that, once we flip it, after we get the 3 minutes on that side, we gonna flip back, and we only gonna go 30 seconds on each side, and that's it, folks. Now, again, earlier I had mentioned to you, if it's kind of like thick, then it depends on what kind of doneness you're looking for. You might have to finish in the oven. But for us, we just gonna flip once on each side, and then we done. All right, now look, I assume you don't see no smoke or nothing like that. I can just put my hand on here and I can feel it radiating the heat, right? So this is how we're gonna check that. I'm gonna take this water, get a little bit, and we throw it in there. You see how it does right there? You see how it doesn't really evaporate? It just moves around like that. It's disappearing, but if your water can move like that, now we got it finally hot enough. All right, so I know we hot enough. You just seen the water hit on there and it just rolls around there like a bee on top of something hard, right? So this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna be using the avocado oil, high smoke point, right? I think I mentioned earlier that you guys can use olive oil if you have it. You know what I mean? But look, you only need this enough to get this down on the bottom, and you can see, I don't know if you guys can see how it like shimmers, right? Once I see that shimmer, I move this around like this. I know it's hot, it's ready to go. You see a little bit of smoke. Now I'm gonna go ahead and grab my steak. Now this part's gonna be key. I'm finna put this down like this. I like to get it and do the same thing I do with ribs. The way it cooks, I like to like push it in and leave it alone. Then I lightly press right here to make sure I got full contact, right? Because we forming a crust. And that way we don't do nothing. By now, I can tell you if I was to hit this with, my tongs right now, it's stuck to the bottom of it. There's no problem, folks. Listen, when it's ready to be flipped, it'll release itself. It usually takes, if you got your temperature up high enough, it probably take a little bit, about a minute and 20 seconds, and it'll release. But don't forget, we finna go about 3 minutes and then we're gonna flip it over. And I'm finna show you something amazing when we flip it. My 3-minute timer went off. Look, you see that right there? First time I touch it. That lets you know that it's ready to go, right? Then we take it, we flip this over like that, and look at that crust, folks. Now, I'm taking this, I'm just making sure that we getting maximum contact, on the other side. And then that little bit of oil that we have in here, it's releasing some of its fat in here also. We just move this around. We put this back down there, and now I'm finna set a timer for another 3 minutes. All right, now we take this and we flip. Now I'm only going 30 seconds, right? Look at that right there. Isn't that a thing of beauty? And let's look at where we at right now. Let's go ahead and get this. We use our thermometer. Right now we at 120. I'm gonna take this off at about 127. Don't forget, it's gonna continue to cook as I let it rest. You know what I mean? So this is good right here. We just want to get 30 seconds on that side. I'm gonna come back and do another 30 seconds back on this side. And then we finna take it out, folks. All right, now we just take this out like this. I'm gonna put it on a board. And we let it rest. Now I'm gonna go ahead and address this part where you guys saw I had rosemary and thyme and I had the peppercorns, right? Oh, and don't forget I got the garlic cloves. I was gonna go ahead and baste it, but I think right now we wanna concentrate on reaching something like this. You hear that? And we gotta let it rest, right? This right here is gonna be key. What it does is by letting it rest, if you guys look on the board, and then let me educate just a little bit more. You know what this is right here? This little ring that's around here? This is called a juice ring. You know what I mean? It depends on how much, what you're making, how much juice it is. This catches everything, right? So when the steak is relaxing, what it does is it'll release some of the juices on the board right there. And then some of it, this is the mistake we all make. We want to really like cut it when it's nice and hot. But after it relaxes, then it draws back the juice in the inside. You gotta let it rest for at least 10 to 15. I'm gonna say 5 to 10 minutes. 10 minutes would be ideal, then you can serve it and it'll still be hot. All right, so now we done let this rest. I wish I would have recorded that part because you could have seen a lot of juice around here. It just draws it. It's a little bit right here, but not a whole lot of meat to draw it back, right? So what we're gonna do is now we're just gonna cut this off right here. Right, oh, look at that. Right, and then I think I'm gonna go ahead and just separate it from here. Let's just go ahead and bring that across like that. You see this piece right here? Just that premium piece of meat, right? So now we take this and we just cut this like this, right? Ooh, my goodness. Now remember, you guys cook this to the doneness that you want, right? I got people around here, some of them say they don't really want to see no pink or nothing of that nature. You know what I mean? But this right here, whew, it ain't nothing like having a sharp knife, folks. You see how this is cutting through this meat like butter, right? So when I finish here, right, now I'm gonna move this back, bring that down like that. You see that right there? This that premium, right? Look, you guys let me know down in the comment section below. How much red do you guys want to see? What's your temperature, right? But you see that right there? Let me hurry up and get a picture because you know this will start to oxidize, you know? But let me go ahead and get this picture real quick and then we go from there. And you see this piece right here? Whew. This is what I'm talking about when I say being the chef. These little pieces right here with this fat on there, these is mine. And if you notice, I put these down on the block, right? With that salt on there, that kosher salt. Oh, check it out. If you haven't got one of these, listen, these are moving like hotcakes. I got them right here on the side. If you guys are interested, this is the knife of choice right here, folks. Holds it, you know, an edge for a long time. But with that being said, I'm gonna start off on one of these pieces. Cheers, y'all. I'm gonna say this, when you get the crust done right, trust the process. Salt and pepper, folks. Hold on. Hey, this is done right. Now I made one not too long ago, you know, we had like a different type of sear. That was really like for the home cook. But now I'm trying to show you guys how to like level it up. You can get that crust, and I'm telling you, the crust is everything. Now, with that being said, you guys let me know down in the comment section below. I'm really curious to see how you guys, you know, what temperature and how you eat your steak. Now, if you're new to my channel, let me take this time to say thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, smash that subscribe button, and tell everybody out there, there's a channel out here that's simplifying these recipes and taking the mystery out of cooking. And when you got a good steak, folks, and it's done right, I'm out of here.